So when I was a kid, one of my favorite things to do on a long car ride with my little brother was play Mad Libs. Although sometimes we squabbled because as kids it's not always easy to keep straight the difference between an adjective, an adverb, and a verb. Well, welcome to Sunday's Best 3 Minutes, where we're not doing grammar lessons, but we do take one big idea from Sunday's message and bring it to you in a portable package. Today we're going to do a little Mad Libs with the Bible. At one point, Jesus was in a protracted conversation with the crowd, and they ask a very important and good question: what's the work God requires of us? And Jesus answers, well, the work of God is this blank. Now let's stop and consider Jesus' options here and some different ways people in our culture might fill in this blank. Lots of people in our larger culture might simply say, the work of God is simply to be nice to each other. Respect, tolerance, kindness to each other. Some religious people might say, well, the work of God is to obey the rules, right? Some of us grew up in churches where the blank wasn't big enough to fill in all the rules God wanted us to do or not to do. Well, now those things may or may not actually matter, but they're all secondary things to the thing Jesus actually says does matter. Jesus answered, the work of God is this, to believe in the one he has sent. Now, for some of us, we think, man, it would have been way easier if Jesus had given us a checklist of things to do, because the whole believing thing, that's what we struggle with. But I want to suggest to you that every single one of us is believing in something to give us the life that we think that we want. It's not a question of whether we're a believer or not a believer. Everyone's a believer in something to give us the life that we think that we want or are aiming for. So this week, I got a Mad Lib for you. I'm believing in blank to give me the life that I think that I want. Could be your money, could be your job, could be your spouse's money or job, could be the degree you're working for, your own intelligence or skill set, or your stunning good looks. Now, many of us who are Christians put Jesus plus something in that blank, right? Jesus plus my job, Jesus plus my money, Jesus plus my stunning good looks. Jesus calls all those other things food that spoils. That is, things that pass or fade away. All of them go bad eventually. And Jesus says the invitation to believe and trust in him, that's food that endures eternally. Look, all of us are believing in something that we think will generate or open doors to the life that we think that we want. So the question for all of us is, one, what is it we're believing in? And two, is it working, or is it just passing and fading, destined to fail eventually? We are made to believe. We can't not believe. So this week I want to invite you to play a little Mad Libs and do a little reflection and see if Jesus' invitation to believe in him might just be the better way to fill in that blank. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Sunday's Best 3